Hello and welcome to a Warframe video. So Operation Orphix Venom has finally arrived on console. I'm actually kind of surprised that it did arrive when it did arrive. It arrived actually kind of today. And I'm kind of surprised because I expected it to arrive somewhere after Nightwave has ended, which it hasn't. So yeah, it was a bit of a surprise, but yeah. So Operation Orphix Venom is now available on console. I'm currently playing it on the PS4, and actually the best way to describe it is kind of like the Plague Star event. It's essentially a very simple event. You do the mission, you get a special resource or credits or whatever, standing, whatever, and you use that standing to buy the items that are new essentially in the game, including the new Warframe, Lavos. And Lavos actually took me like 4 hours just to farm. Literally all you have to do is farm the resources, and that's pretty much it. You can just buy the parts individually. There is no grind with Lavos whatsoever. You just have to farm the resource. Honestly, probably one of the easiest, the most easiest and most simple Warframes to acquire thus far. Like, like literally, you just buy the parts from the from Father Indemus in the Necrolist, just by having the resource and just by doing the mission, which is very simple, really. The mission is essentially kind of like a survival. Like there's nothing else that I can say about it that hasn't already been said, but the basis of it is essentially a survival where you're supposed to destroy these giant things called the Orphix. And you do that by destroying the 5, 6 orbs, or 3 orbs if you're doing it solo, that are around, and then by damaging it. And you do this twice to destroy it. And yeah, I believe every 3 Orphix Venoms is like a rotation, and you get a reward or something. It's either 3 or 4, I don't know. But yeah, it's very simple, and it kind of rotates between Corpus and Grineer enemies, and of course there's going to be the Sentients. There are soon new sentient enemies, but it's actually very simple and very straightforward. I would say about as straightforward as the Plague Star itself. Yeah, there's a lot of good a lot of good stuff that you can actually purchase, including the new Warframe, the weapon of the new Warframe Lavos, and of course the arcanes. There are actually arcanes that you can get in this event that you normally can only acquire from the Tridalon. So normally you get arcanes by doing the Terrorist, the Gauntlist, and the Hydralist. But yeah, right now they're available for actually a very cheap price. Actually, I'm surprised by how technically nothing is that expensive. I wouldn't say that farming is that bad. It's very simple. You just do the missions. Really, the only thing that the missions cost is time. There's no real RNG. You just do the mission, you get the resources, and then you use them to buy things. It's as simple as it gets, and that's actually kind of refreshing for Warframe, since Warframe is mostly all about the RNG, and our last Warframe, Protea, was very well. Not the last Warframe. The last Warframe was Zatu, but Protea. When Protea came out, farming her was a very big, like, you had to be really lucky. You had to do the mission like 40 times plus just to get one of her parts. But in this one, it's very straightforward. You do the mission, you get the resources, the credits, standing, whatever, the currency that is unique to this mission, and then you just use it to purchase things. It's that simple. So yeah, now as far as this mission specifically, obviously you need Necromechs to be able to do the mission. You don't actually need to have build your own Necromech, because the mission itself will give you the Necromech. There are Necromechs around the environment that you can use. However, I have noticed that the Necromechs that you can use from the environment aren't really that strong. So the necromechs that you actually have made will probably, if you've polarized them, given them some decent mods, and of course a decent weapon, yeah, they actually they're a lot better. And actually I have noticed, so a little bit something that I have noticed is that obviously there are enemies around the environment. In the footage that I'm showing, I'm using the Cortege, which is the flamethrower, the Archwing flamethrower, essentially mostly to destroy the little orb thingies, whatever they're called, and just to clear the environment from the enemies, from most of the enemies, and maybe weaken some of the others, while my teammates kind of like just destroy the Orphix Venom itself. Now, if I need to destroy the Orphix Venom because the Cortege doesn't really do that much damage against Sentients, technically you can just ignore the Sentients. I actually just, some of the weaker Sentients can be easily disposed of, but some of the ones that have like resistances can easily just be ignored. Just don't be in their range of attack, and you're basically okay. And the best way to actually destroy the Orphix that I have noticed, and the fastest way, is to literally use the Necromech's 4th power. So essentially, once it becomes vulnerable, you just use your 4th power. If you're using Bone Widow, like I'm using, you can just, a fully modded Bone Widow with a fully modded, what's it called? The Iron Bribe, I believe, her melee weapon. Like literally you just swipe the Orphix Venom, you can literally destroy it. I've been destroying like most of the Orphix Venoms with like a couple of hits, and if you have the jump boost that allows you to jump really high, you can actually go pretty much up close to the Orphix Venom, to the Orphix, no matter where it is, and essentially destroy it. You don't have to be like completely on it, but you can if you want to, and just do like a subtle like one swipe, let it wind up, one swipe again instead of spamming it. Just do a single swipe. Or you can just do a combo, whatever, if you want to. But yeah, just like that, and it gets destroyed easily, and you deal a lot of damage with it, most of that. Or if you're using the Void Rig Necromech, you can just use its 4th power, use the barrage, make sure you're planted in a good position, and then just wreck at the Orphix heart, which is exposed in the middle of its torso once all the orbs in the surrounding area have been destroyed. Yeah, that's pretty much that's the event. That's what I've noticed. Right now we have also an affinity booster, which will should allow most players. We have a weekend affinity booster from today, from this video's upload, until the end of the weekend. So if you want to upgrade some weapons, like I would recommend focusing on leveling up the Necromechs and maybe the weapons that join them. And yeah, you can essentially use them to farm this mission, which is in my perspective, it is simple and it's okay. I haven't noticed any bugs, at least when I was playing. I have not had any bugs or issues with it at the current time. If you have, unfortunate. Yeah, pretty much that's pretty much it. I have noticed that obviously you'll be using the Necromech. Your Warframe isn't completely useless. You can still use it just as long as you're not near the Orphix itself. And when the Orphix is dead, you can use your Warframe again. But yeah, most of the mission is done with the Necromechs. Also, another thing that I've noticed is that I don't remember if that was always a feature, but when you use the when you're using an Archwing gun to your Necromech, I have noticed that certain weapons that I didn't have a mag, what is it called? The thing that allows you to like deploy a mag thingy, mag deployer that allows you to deploy the gun to be used on the ground. That's not necessary for weapons that you use on your Necromech, as the Necromech, I guess, kind of counts as being kind of like Archwing maybe, so you don't really need that. So literally, as long as you're in the Necromech, you can just use whatever Archwing gun you already have at your disposal, which is kind of hilarious considering, like, I mean, if we can use, I haven't tested this yet, but I haven't seen if people can use like the Necromechs in regular missions. But if you can, doesn't that kind of contradict the whole point of deploying the Archwing gun itself? I mean, I don't really know. But anyways, yeah, this is as far as the content that we have now. It's essentially, to me, it just feels like another Plague Star event. You do the event over and over. You get the standing or the credits for what that reward from the mission. I can't speak. And that's pretty much it. You just use it to buy whatever it is that you want to buy. And since you can buy arcanes that normally drop from the Tridolons, you actually can farm most of the arcanes really well with this mission. And if you are invested into Warframe, farming those arcanes is really good, as it includes all the arcanes, all of them, from all the Terra lists. So yeah, this is a good time to farm, I guess. So yeah, this will be it for this video. Thanks for watching, stay cool, and I'll see you later. Bye.